a great time to be alive. Our former president, Donald J. Trump, is, he's happy to be alive today. He's really happy to be alive today. I don't know if you heard, but there's somebody out there trying to take it away from him. Over on Fox News, they have a really interesting take. I thought we could take a look at that. Let's see what they say on Fox News. They always have an interesting take on this.
Let's bring in former FBI special agent and Navy SEAL Jonathan Gilliam. Jonathan.
Former FBI agent and Navy SEAL has something to say about the assassination attempt on Donald J. Trump whilst playing golf at his Mar-a-Lago, West Palm Beach golf extravaganza. Let's see what happens. He's loving it.
I have been to this area. It's not like a normal golf course that you drive by in your daily travels and you can see the players playing from the road.
Okay, look. Not like a normal golf course. It's a normal golf course. I've been there. It's a normal golf course. I've been on lots of golf courses because I used to work hospitality. Let me tell you, it's a big friggin' resort. Mar-a-Lago is not anything special. It looks like any other resort. It's a resort. It's got a fence around it. No big deal. Golf courses have fences.
And
shrubbery.
The entire course is blocked by greenery if you're on a public...
Shrubbery. It's blocked by greenery. Last time I checked, greenery is not a barrier that you could place in between you and a would-be assassin and hope to survive. Greenery is not a barrier at all. It's not like other golf courses. Yes, it is. It's exactly like other golf courses. I've been there. I was there earlier this year.
Road. So how did this guy know that he would have a line of sight to the president?
Because I believe he did surveillance. I believe he had somebody telling him or some way to find out what Trump's movement was. When you look at this map right here.
All right. All of you know what his movements are. He goes golfing the same time almost every day. If you had a little bit of patience, you could probably find out what Donald Trump is doing. This is not like a guy who's a president. He's a guy who's retired playing golf almost every day. If I were retired playing golf almost every day, with a tiny bit of patience, you could find out what I'm doing. You could do it right now. You know that I'm on this show every day around the same time. You can find out exactly where I'm going to be. It's not that hard. It's not that hard to find out where some guy's going to be who isn't jet setting like a president, like a regular president, a sitting president. He's going here, he's going there, he's going all over the place. So yeah, it's a little bit harder to like track him down and know where he's going to be. But even the guy who is president, you know where he's going to be when he gives a speech and stuff like that. He's got an itinerary, you know? It doesn't take a genius to figure out where these folks are going to be. But okay, he's got an inside man. This is the genius over at the FBI. FBI investigating. Okay.
Here that you were just talking about, it is surrounded by roads that go right around it, and you step off the road onto the sidewalk and straight into the trees, and there's a fence right there. He picked a location, had time to set up, tie up, and fix ballistic plates to the fence along with a supply bag, a GoPro, and set himself up for the shot. That takes, I mean, if he just ran up there and did it, it would take at least 5 minutes to do that. But he also staged his vehicle so he could get
all stuff that should take. Yeah, I mean, this is all normal, right? He's like, this is outrageous. How did this happen? Sounds pretty normal to me so far.
Away. So all that occurred in the perimeter in a location where Trump was going to be. And just like in Pennsylvania, it was not discovered. The perimeter was not secured. And this individual was able to go simply just get.
The golf course is built. You saw the map. It's built right up to the road. There's a sidewalk, a fence, and some green stuff, some trees and shit to make it pretty, not as a barrier, just to like make it so you look like you're outside without a road there. So that the golfer, it's aesthetic. You know what I'm saying? Anybody could do it. When I was a kid, let me tell you, when I was a kid in Los Angeles, my friends lived near a golf course. When it rained, we would take our boogie boards because they had slick bottoms, and we would throw them over the fence at the golf course, climb the fence, and then fly down the hills of the golf course on our boogie boards because it was fun, okay? It took forever for the security to find out. Now I realize the president's not there, the former president's not there. But I'm telling you, golf courses are large plots of land. How much land do you want this guy? Do you want him to let's put him in a bubble. Let's put Donald Trump in a bubble and have people around him constantly so he can't even golf. I'm sure that he would love that. Let's make it so he can't golf. He's not safe. He's not safe. I'll tell you why he's not safe, because he preaches violence and he wants Vladimir Putin to win the war in the Ukraine. This is why the guy wants to shoot him. But hey, if you say shit like that, you're probably not going to be too safe. And if you don't feel safe, we can make you safe. You're just not going to be able to golf anymore. You can't golf anymore. That's it. You want to see what's on that that GoPro? Well, the guy survived. Well, probably will be. Sky, do you think you would have done the how would I have done on The Apprentice? Oh man. When that show was on, I used to think I'd do pretty well on it, but who knows, man? The guy's such a crazy person. He wasn't as crazy back then, but let's see.
Get out of his car and walk over there. Now, whether or not he staged it earlier, we don't know. But the reality is he was able to set up a shooter's hide and prepare himself for the shot and let the president get within max effective range of that SKS, which is a Russian AK-47.
It's AK-47, SKS.
47. And he could have, if that Secret Service had not had seen him and the president got a little bit closer, he could have taken the president out yesterday.
Good thing the Secret Service was doing their job. Here's the other thing. Why do people think, yeah, the guy was there and then the Secret Service went and found him? Sounds like pat yourself on the back, Secret Service. Great work. What do you expect? Do you expect it to never happen that people want to kill this guy? A lot of people want to kill this guy. Some of them are going to be crazy enough to try. And you know what? The Secret Service catches them. So far, Secret Service blew the one guy away, killed the hell out of that guy. And they found this dude. And they caught him. They apprehended him. And so we're going to find out all about why he wanted to kill the president. But I think it's pretty clear already.
Yeah, and Jonathan, how do you feel about, what are your thoughts on the suspected gunman? He even spoke to the New York Times recently, and apparently he was on this personal mission to form an army of his own to defend Ukraine, and he even traveled to Kyiv to do just that. And the Washington Post is also reporting that he wrote a book last year, and he alluded to the fact that he supported Donald Trump in one of the elections, but regrets it. And there's even one line in this apparent book. He says, "You are free to assassinate Trump as well as me for that error in judgment."
Yeah. So the guy has made clear, he wrote a book about why he wanted to kill Trump. And it's because he backed Trump. He supported Trump because guess what? Dude's a conservative. He's a gun nut. Thinks he's a superhero. He thinks he's Mr. Tough Guy. He bought into all the bullshit, voted for Donald Trump, and then is disappointed by that politician. You know why? Because rather than just be disappointed in a politician like we always are, he's disappointed in a cult leader. That's a totally different vibe. Like, politicians will always disappoint you. Get that through your head. Politicians are disappointing people. They're not going to do the shit they say they are. They are just going to help you. They're going to help make money for their friends and maybe look out for you a tiny little bit. So they're going to look out. They're going to look out for them first. Hopefully they'll look out for you a little bit, but they're always going to disappoint you. Always. Get used to that idea. Once you subscribe to a cult of personality, the stakes are much higher. And if they disappoint you because they're your Jesus, there's a lot more going on. He was super into Ukraine. He wanted to raise an army to go to the Ukraine with, I think he wanted Syrians. I don't know. He had all these people that he thought he was going to raise an army with. And he wanted to go to Ukraine and do it. Donald Trump in the last debate said they asked him point blank, do you think Ukraine should win? And he goes, I just want the fight to stop. I just want the fight to stop. I don't care who wins. He doesn't even care because he's Putin's bitch. Donald Trump is all up the butt of Vladimir Putin. There's no doubt about that anymore. That ship is like, don't try to tell me that's not true because he was as point blank. Who do you think we should back? Who should win? Putin, the aggressor who is trying to conquer another country, that one of our allies, or Ukraine, one of our allies, not so many human rights violations, isn't actively trying to destroy our democracy. Who do you think we should back? Trump couldn't answer that question. You know why? Because he wants Putin to win. Putin's got the P tape.
So what are your thoughts on the potential political motivation here behind all of this?
I think the left,
here we go.
and I say this with all sincerity,
with all sincerity, the left. So you just heard what the lady said. The lady said the guy's super into Ukraine, voted for Trump, was disappointed, wants to kill the president because he thinks that everyone should be trying to kill him because of Trump's lack of judgment. That's what the guy said. But here's the spin. Are you ready for it?
I believe the left is a national security threat to this country. I mean, you look at everything that they do, whether it is destroying the children's minds in the education system with this gender grooming, whether it's...
What does this have to do with gender grooming, destroying the children's mind? This is what Fox News is telling you. The gender grooming is a threat to national security. Okay, this is the former FBI investigator, and I forget, he used to work.
Killing the southern border and allowing whoever wants to come over and get handouts from the government, propping up.
Immigrants want to get handouts from the government. That's the threat. That's what we're talking about here.
And promoting violence against conservatives. Let's just look in the past few years. The congressional baseball game where Scalise was shot. That individual was a leftist, Bernie Sanders supporter, shot a congressman with the same type of rifle, an SKS. I find that strange. You find
it strange that the guy used the same kind of rifle that all of these guys are using. They're all using the same kind of rifles. All the school shooters, all these guys are using the same kind of rifles.
The shooter in Pennsylvania, we don't know what his politics were because we haven't.
Yeah, we do. He was hardcore Trumpy, very Trumpy, got disappointed in Trump, wanted to kill him.
Found anything from the FBI that we haven't been told anything. He was able to use an AR-15 and get within 130 yards of the president, former president. And then we have this individual using the same type of gun as the individual who shot up the congressional baseball game, gets within 400 yards. So, and all of these individuals, as far as we can tell, at least two of them are far left individuals.
2 out of 3 are far left of the ones that I just mentioned. First of all, the guy that just shot Donald Trump, she just got finished saying, this guy voted for Donald Trump. So where do you get off that he's a far leftist? He voted for Donald Trump. Now, you could say that he's a radical weirdo now, but a far leftist? I don't know any far leftist who voted for Donald Trump. And I know some far leftists. And not one of them have ever voted for Donald Trump. So where do you get this? This guy's clearly a far leftist because he wants Ukraine to win the war. That doesn't sound like anything far leftist to me. It sounds like a motivated assault. The guy was motivated to kill the former president because he cares about this issue a lot. And the president keeps talking shit. That's what that is. You could say that about almost any issue right now because, everything's being turned into a weapon. But that's crazy. Also, far leftists with AR-15s. Last time I checked, all the far leftists are trying to ban those guns that you're afraid of. No, they're using the same guns. I find that very strange. Yeah, me too. Maybe we should ban those guns. No, you far leftists want to ban the guns. Yes, because, like you just said, the same types of weapons are being employed for the same types of attacks. And if we want these attacks to stop, then maybe we should take away the means by which those attacks are being carried out. That seems like a perfectly reasonable course of action. No, you're a far leftist. Okay, then don't say that the people doing it are far leftists, because the far leftists want to ban those guns. That's all. They want to ban those guns. But, the far leftists, it's not even the far leftists. Almost everybody agrees now that we need to have some common sense gun regulations on this.
Many of the school shooters that have killed numerous children in schools have been transgender,
What?
which means they've been confused by the left's.
Hold on. Many of the school shooters are transgendered. All right. Let's see if there's any information on that. How many school shooters have been transgendered? Where are you getting this, you crazy this is who they put on the news? Fact check. Most gas schools. Okay, Reuters. That's a very reputable source. Okay, great. Most mass school shootings are not carried out by transgendered people. The mass shooting of Georgia school on Wednesday sparked a narrative on social media that all mass shootings at schools in the U.S. in recent years are carried out by transgender people, which is false. 14-year-old Colt Gray killed 2 students and 2 teachers and wounded 9 others at Appalachia. He was transgendered, they're saying. That he had. The Facebook says they suggest every single mass school shooting in the last 2 years has been carried out by transgender individual is not true. Less than 5%. Transgender individuals represent less than 1% of perpetrators in all mass shootings over the past decade, and about 2% involved in school shootings, specifically according to the Gun Violence Archive. Okay. Over all mass shootings, and about 2% in school shootings. Okay, so Reuters says that 1% in all mass shootings are transgendered and 2% in school shootings. So still the 98% of school shootings are carried out by angry young white men. Is that about right? Is that about right? 98% in school shootings? People like this dude, this charlatan, this liar, Jonathan T. Gilliam, sheep no more, the art of whatever, man. This guy's former Navy SEAL. Maybe we shouldn't be thinking, a former Navy SEAL is scarier to me than a transgendered kid, okay? Transgender kid. All mass shootings have been carried out by cisgender, cissexual European men. Dang cisheads, according to Reuters, 1% of mass shootings have been carried out by transgendered people, and 2% in schools have been carried out, which, sure, 2%, I'll take it. I'll take 2%. Nowhere near all. 98% of farming is factory farming, but when you say all farming is factory farming, they go, nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. My uncle treats his farmed animals like family. Oh, really? No, not all I'm against factory farms. It's all factory farms. Nuh-uh. Look, it's just not true. This guy's a fucking liar. It's ridiculous that Fox News puts these people on. This is how they spin it immediately. Look how they've changed it. So a guy who voted for Donald Trump and disagrees with his policies in the Ukraine tries to shoot him. He is apprehended by a well-trained Secret Service. They got him. He did not fire a shot. Shots were fired, actually. So I'm not sure exactly what happened. But Donald Trump was barely aware of it. It happened 2 holes away. It was like 300 yards away. Donald Trump never even knew what was going on. So they got him. Seems like job well done. That's your job. Make sure no one's trying to shoot the president. You got him. Great work. It's the transgendered kids making the frogs gay. It's always the same thing with these guys. Oh, the far left.
Grooming policies in schools. There is a major
Grooming.
issue here that everybody is missing because they're trying to be politically correct, and that is the fact that the left is a national security threat, that these types of actions that are being taken are not just being taken because this guy doesn't like Trump. It's the basis in which he doesn't like Trump, because Trump didn't support some of his ideals, which are left.
Some of his ideals with their left. I don't think it's a leftist idea to say that they want Ukraine to win. Is that a leftist idea? Is that a leftist idea that we want our we want the country that's being attacked to not be attacked? Is that a leftist idea? Hold on a second. Let me get this straight. No. Our ally got attacked by our traditional enemy, a long-term enemy, someone named Vladimir Putin, who has been our enemy since the Soviet Union was around, because Vladimir Putin was literally head of the KGB. So a guy who has been our enemy, an enemy of the United States, and has admitted to meddling in our elections, that guy, is it wrong? Is it leftist to want that guy to lose? Now that's a weird one. Now that's a very strange one. I don't know how y'all feel about that, but I do not think that is a leftist position. Fucking weird.
Leftist ideals. And that seems to be a reoccurring issue, along with, from an investigative standpoint, these perimeters that are never secured. And it's local law enforcement's fault.
It was secured. What is this? I love how they're such tough guys, but as soon as Donald Trump gets a little bit scared, they're like, "Oh, these guns! Oh my goodness! It needs to be secure all the time." Maybe Trump should pack heat. Trump should carry a gun. There you go. Let's have gun. Trump should pack. Defend himself. He's such a tough guy. You think Donald Trump knows how to fire discharge a firearm? Do you think he knows how to do it? I do not think so, my friend. Oh my goodness. They got him. They secured the perimeter. They secure it as he goes. They don't just secure the perimeter of any place in the world for all times for Donald Trump. As he moves, the perimeter moves with him. And as the perimeter moved, the Secret Service guy found him. Hey, there it is. There's a guy with a gun over there. Shoot him. Oh, he got away. Let's catch him. And they caught him. That's it. I feel like they did a good job. I mean,
and it's also the Secret Service's fault. But these individuals are being allowed to get within max effective range of the weapons that they choose. And that alone is suspicious to me. And it is unbelievable that can happen to Trump, who's already been shot once, let alone anybody else that the Secret Service is protecting.
I mean, people really want to shoot this guy. All right. I mean, that's something that's on him. You know what I mean? People really want to shoot this guy. Like, I don't think that's maybe the thing you should wonder. Why do so many people want to shoot this guy? I mean, every president gets death threats. They always get death threats. But everybody seems to want to shoot this guy. What does that say to you? Huh. You know what? I think that probably, when Hitler had a lot of people trying to kill him too, and so did Stalin, and so did Castro. Why? Why did everyone want to kill those guys? It just escapes me. Why does everyone want to kill them? Dang it. Huh. If only there was a way to know.
Just something needs to change when it comes to securing the perimeters, or else my suspicion is going to continue to go sky high, which it is right now.
And Jonathan, my main concern going forward, one of them, I'm pretty worried that a foreign actor along the lines of what you were saying is going to see how close these two presume.
Oh, here we go. Finally, someone with some sense. This is actually a concern of mine. This is actually concerning me. I said this when the last one happened with because I remember when he got shot, I went, oh God, I hope it's one of our guys trying to shoot him, not some foreign actor. Because if a foreign actor tries to kill the president, we're going to war, and the whole world might go to war over it. It'll be a huge deal. If let's say a Russian national, let's say Vladimir Putin pays a sniper to shoot Donald Trump. That's a major international issue that could involve all of us for years and years to come. It's a very scary proposition what this dude's saying right now, and he's totally right. With the fact that you're able to get a gun so easily in America, and you're able to just get so close to the president and still like come, pretty close, and they're always on high alert, the chances of it happening are getting higher and higher, I think. I mean, there's only so today Joe Biden said that he's going to put the most amount of of Secret Service. They're going to put more Secret Service on Donald Trump than has ever been put on any even sitting president. They're going to put more resources towards protecting Donald Trump than protecting Joe Biden. And maybe I love Joe Biden for that because, Joe Biden's like, listen, Jack, they don't want to shoot me. Yeah, why don't they want to shoot Joe Biden? It's so funny. Maybe it's because Joe Biden's building bridges and fixing the infrastructure instead of talking shit on transgendered people. And
Probably lone individuals got to the president of the United States and say, hey, if we flood the zone with 2, 3, or 4 foreign actors, they could succeed in the mission to take him out. And that is a chilling and terrifying thought, Jonathan.
Yeah, so thank God the Secret Service. Jonathan, really quickly, we got to wrap it up here, but go ahead. Final thought to you.
Yeah, just one thing. If enough people who support Trump and support freedom in this country.
Now, here you go. This I think is really wonderful. Let's just get regular dudes with guns to protect Donald Trump. That sounds like a great idea. Let's do it.
They could have gone out and surrounded that golf course themselves. We could do that, either being hired to do that or just going out and saying, you know what? We're going to get a group of people together and we're going to walk around where he's at on the outside perimeter. And you would have done a better job because you would have probably spotted this person. I can't understand why law enforcement isn't doing this. And if Trump.
They did spot the person. What is this guy fucking on drugs? They did spot the guy. They spotted him. They stopped him. They apprehended him. If a bunch of yahoos are walking around the golf course, someone's going to end up dead. That's why they don't want dumb, crazy people like this idiot walking around with a gun. Guys like this are exactly the reason why I support gun regulation, is because of crazy people like this douchebag, this douche nozzle thank you for your service, sir, ex-Navy SEAL. I think maybe you got a little crackety in your coconut up there, partner. Maybe you need to go get some go to the VA, sign up, man. I hear that Joe Biden's put a bunch of money in the VA. Now you can get some mental health courses. You can get the help that you need, man. You're clearly not okay. If you think transgendered people with guns are the ones causing all the problems in this country, if you think transgendered people with guns are causing all the trouble in this country, you have a very warped sense of what's going on. Like, you clearly are you're disassociating, man. Something's going on. You need to get some help. And I don't mean that I'm making fun right now, but I'm actually being pretty serious. If that goes through your head that you think grooming people to be transgendered is what everyone's doing and that's what's tearing America apart, you need some help. You need some help, man. I've been to almost all 50 states in America this year. I met one transgendered person the whole time I was out there. One. And you know what? They were super cool. They were a super cool person. I barely registered. I registered when they introduced me as a different gender. Then I was confused for about 0.5 seconds, and then I got over it, and we had a wonderful conversation, and I completely forgot that they were transgendered. Didn't, because it doesn't fucking matter.
Wants to hire myself or other people like me. I'm not just saying that to get a plug,
right.
But there's people out there that can just do perimeter security, and we would stop on all of these issues.
Yeah, well, thank God that Secret Service agent on the advance team spotted the gun poking out of that chain link fence. But you are right. The question remains how it even got to that point.
I feel like even the Fox News folks right here, like the lady, I don't know these two people because I don't watch Fox News, but the blonde and the dude, the kind of dumpy looking dude, they were like, trying to tell the guy. She's like, well, thank God they spotted the guy with the little barrel going through the fence. Yeah, because they did their job. Thank you for reporting the news, lady. what the hell did you bring on the crazy person for?
Is a terrifying prospect. Jonathan Gilliam, thank you so much for joining us. As always, we appreciate your insight.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley.
Oh, those people, they're even worse. Okay, let's just look over. This is really short, just CBS News really fast. They did a little report about the guy who did it. Let's see if he's a transgendered leftist. I want to see if you think this guy's a transgendered leftist.
Well, this
What do you
morning,
think?
we're starting to get a clearer picture of the suspect in the apparent assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump. The 58-year-old suspect is in custody, and he was spotted pointing an AK-47 style rifle from the edge of the floor.
58 years old. Okay, so here's what I know about 58 years olds. Almost never are they far leftist. Not some confused teenager. Look at all this Ukraine shit. He's super into the Ukraine shit. That's for sure. Super into Ukraine. No doubt about that. Definitely.
Florida golf course where the former president was golfing.
Hold on. He went to North Carolina Agriculture and Technical University. Yeah, I don't think that that's a hotbed of leftist ideals. North Carolina.
Sunday and was later captured by police. The suspect in this case also happens to be familiar to our Holly Williams, who joined us live from London. Holly, good morning.
Oh, wow. They actually know a person who knows the guy. Huh. Let's bring in the person who knows the guy and has met him a few times. She knows what she's talking about.
Morning in London to the news that Ryan Ruth was the suspect in an alleged assassination attempt on former President Trump. I immediately recognized the name because I had been in touch with Ryan Ruth for over a year in the early stages of the war in Ukraine. Like thousands of other international volunteers, he apparently went to Ukraine to help. I don't believe.
He kind of looks like, who's that actor? Steve Busey. Is that his name? Busey. Looks like Gary Busey. Buttered sausages. He looks like Gary Busey, doesn't he? I think he does. Johnny Utah.
That he was fighting himself, but he had put up signs in Kyiv, Ukraine's capital, offering to help other foreigners find places in Ukrainian battalions. And that's how I initially came across him. I spoke with him, I think, once on the phone and texted frequently, and he put me in touch with several foreign fighters. Now, he seemed very genuine and passionate about supporting Ukraine. He mentioned plans to bring in thousands of Afghan and Syrian fighters.
Afghan and Syrian fighters. So because Afghanistan, if they hate anyone more than they hate America, it's probably Russia. Afghanistan hates America, but they really hate Russia. So they might actually back up Ukraine. The guy is a little cuckoo, but it sounds like he's got a decent idea. Hey, I want to kill all these Russians. What are we going to do? Let's go to Afghanistan. They hate Russians. And let's go to Syria. They hate the Russians. And we'll hire them and we'll bring them back to Ukraine and get them to kill Russians. Makes, it's a crazy idea. It seems like the person's probably got like some bipolar situation where he's got like a manic episode where he's thinking he can, single-handedly beat the Russians by amassing an army of his own in order to defeat them. But, it's kind of run of the mill these days, I don't know. It seems like pretty normal crazy person stuff.
Which I took, frankly, with a grain of salt. In an interview with the news website Semaphore, he claimed he'd been unable to get visas for Afghan fighters, but we don't know if he was actually in touch with any Ukrainian officials at all. Now, I've met American volunteers everywhere from Syria to Ukraine. Some are experienced soldiers and clear about the dangers they're facing, but others seem less well informed and their motivations can be quite confused. To be honest, Ryan Ruth did at times seem fairly naive. At one point, he sent me an audio track of a song he'd apparently recorded about the carnage caused by the war in Ukraine.
He's a musician. He's singing songs. He seems like another one of these artists that just can't find his muse.
November of last year, he told me he was back in the US, in Hawaii, and that was the last time I heard from him. Anne-Marie.
Wow, Holly.
Well, what do you think? Hardcore leftist, Holly? Do you think he's a hardcore leftist?
Fascinating. Thank you very much.
Ooh. Well, there you go, everybody. I think that the good old Mr. Trumpy, maybe he should stop saying shit that people want to kill him over. Maybe, choose the side of America. That'd be a pretty cool thing, back the Ukraine. Like most Americans want to back Ukraine, not Putin. So that would help. That would help out a lot. I think that would be probably get some of these people off your back, man. Like I honestly, I keep saying this. If I ever meet Donald Trump, I just wanna ask him, is it worth it, man? You're 80 years old. You got a hot young wife. You could probably you're probably banging that Laura Loomer lady. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you could do what you want to do, play golf all day long, and uh, hit Russian prostitutes and do all the gross stuff you're into, man. You could do all that stuff, and no one will even care. Why are you doing all this? Like, is this really worth it? People would Pence would have pardoned you. I think Biden would pardon you just to shut you up and get you out of the way. Like, why are you doing this? A disgruntled former Trump supporter feeling betrayed. That's exactly what it was. Delusions of grandeur. Exactly. Exactly. Super sticker. Here we go. Thank you, Kathy Skywalker. I appreciate you. The stylophone is here for you. I mean, look, it's all over the place. Everyone's talking about the next assassination attempt, but I say, oh, Bartleby, oh, humanity. Come on, man. Like, it's so hard to not want it's not so hard to get everyone to not want to kill you all the time. It's just like, be on the side of America. All these people that want to kill you right now are Americans. It used to be we were afraid of, like, Iranians killing our president. These days, it's just like your own cult turning against you. That's always how it is, though, right? You start a cult, you betray your cult, and then they kill you. They turn on you. They put you in jail or they kill you. I mean, that's all it's. Yeah, it's Keith Raniere. They all get turned on. They all get put down in their little hidey hole at some point. But oh, Bartleby, oh, humanity.